In my past 2 Apex Legends tier list videos, I ranked the weapons during Season 5 and the legends in Season 6. Thanks to you guys, those videos did completely amazing. Now that Season 8 has rolled around, I've been wanting to make you guys a full-on accurate Legends tier list for you when you play ranked or pubs. I've been doing a bunch of research and watching YouTube videos to create an accurate tier list based on multiple people's opinions. And a quick reminder, all legends are S tier in their own way if you know how to play them correctly. These ranks are only applied if you're playing the legend as is. So if you enjoyed this video, please thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe for more. Now let's stop with the talking and get on to the video. The first tier we'll be starting off in this video is D tier. The D tier only has 2 legends, and these legends include the following: Fuse and Mirage. The first legend I want to talk about in D tier is Mirage, also known as the Holographic Trickster. As part of the 8 main legends in Apex Legends, Mirage brings a ton of fun controlling and bamboozling the arena, with the ability to deploy decoys of himself. But to be honest, Mirage's ultimate and tactical is harder to fool people these days, and as a team-based character, the only thing he can really do is go invisible while reviving. As Apex reinforces squad-based games, having a Mirage on your team just won't make the cut. The second legend in D tier is Fuse, also known as the Explosives Enthusiast. As the newest legend in Season 8, Fuse brings us the ability to manipulate grenades and deploy a ring of fire. His tactical is great for breaking down doors, stunning enemies, and putting enemies in a state of panic on drop. The only thing Fuse lacks is his ultimate ability. Although it does a lot of damage, it can easily be countered by certain legends, including Horizon, Wraith, Octane, and Pathfinder. Maybe increasing the height of the flame or the time it lasts could be beneficial for this legend. The second rank in the Apex Legends tier list is C tier. These legends include the following: Loba, Rampart, and Bangalore. The first legend I'll be talking about is Loba, also known as the Translocating Thief. To be honest, Loba has been considered one of the worst legends in the earlier seasons and wasn't considered a beneficial factor for squads or ranked. But with a couple of reworks, her ultimate became more fluctuant while looting and has greatly increased its cooldown time for use. Really, the only thing she needed was a rework with her ultimate, as her tactical was a perfect tool for repositioning. After all, I think she's in a pretty decent spot and a great legend to use for high tier loot off drop. The next in C tier I will be talking about is Rampart, also known as the Base of Fire. Introduced in Season 6, Rampart was given the ability to amp fire and use a minigun to pressure her enemies. She is a great character when locking down a building, higher ground, and a safe portion of cover. Just recently, she was given the buff so that her walls would set up faster, the cover can't be one-shotted when setting it up, more health for her walls, and increased horizontal view on her turret. In my opinion, she is a great defensive and offensive character when fighting other teams and serves a great purpose for cover and fire. There maybe should be a couple buffs so that her walls have more health, but other than that, she's a great legend to try and fun to play with. Last in C tier is Bangalore, also known as the Professional Soldier. Bangalore's kit is very simple and is easy to use for beginners. Her kit is decently effective and can give you and your teammates the cover they need when looting, fighting, and repositioning. Although her kit is powerful in some dire moments, it can easily be countered by cryptos, bloodhounds, and digital threat optics. Her passive ability is great, but I would like to see something else besides increased movement speed. But thank God her passive isn't something like telling us extra about guns and
Havoc rifle here.
Devotion alternator here.
Other than that, she's a great character and an easy one to use. Next is B tier. The legend in this tier is Caustic, Watson, and Lifeline. The first legend in B tier is Caustic, aka the Toxic Trapper. If you guys watched this video close to when it released, it means that the Chaos Theory event has arrived, with the town takeover himself and the main legend for this event. The devs decided to absolutely nerf the hell out of him. Now that his gas ticks away at your health at a constant at 5. Before, the gas damage increased from 6 to 12, which depended on the amount of time you were in the gas. Also, they've decided to give his gas grenade a cooldown from 3.5 minutes instead of 2.5. With all of these nerfs, Caustic can be a harder character to use, as you need to be able to conserve and be smart about your Nox gas. Still, he's a great character to use when locking down a position and giving your enemies another factor to worry about when approaching your squad. The next legend is Lifeline, aka the Combat Meta. Over the seasons, Lifeline has been given numerous buffs and nerfs, as the devs wanted to balance her abilities to make sure that they were simple and most effective. For me, the main issue about Lifeline is her care package. I feel like it's just plain bad and takes way too long to get the things that are not even worth the wait. By buffing her ultimate, I'll easily move her to A tier, as having a resourceful squad mate by your side can benefit your gameplay. Unless, of course, you have a Wild Lotus on your team.
Hey, Neptune, you want to see magic trick?
No, wait, what?
Last but not least, the best one in B tier is Watson, also known as the Static Defender. Now that Watson has a whole new passive ability, she has a passive shield regeneration at a half health points. Just to put that into perspective, that's Octane's old health regen. This definitely moved her up the ranks, but not into A tier. I still think her ultimate is quite limiting as they need to take the timer off of her ult. Other than that, her defensive gameplay style can fit the needs of anyone with the defensive mindset. The next tier is A tier, the second highest tier in this tier list. These legends include the following: Crypto, Octane, Pathfinder, and Gibraltar. The first legend in A tier is Crypto, also known as the Surveillance Expert. The reason why I put him in such a high spot is because of how useful his gameplay style is. Being able to scan your enemies through the air and checking the amount of squads in the area is hella useful when it comes to preparing for a battle. Like, being able to fight while having a drone scanning your surroundings can give you and your teammates the information on people's positions. Also, his ability to pick up banners and respawn teammates brings a lot of ease to the Apex games. His only flaws in this is his passive ability, and that it shouldn't be affiliated with his drone. But other than that, he's a helpful and informative character to use when claiming your victory. The next legend in the A tier is Octane, also known as the High Speed Daredevil. After hearing me say this, I bet you guys are surprised to hear that a legend from D tier in my past tier list video is now an A tier in this video. This is simply because of how the slow devs finally decide to give Octane the perfect thing he needs. His jump pad buff can give him so much breathing space when controlling where you're able to jump. His passive ability can now regenerate HP at a faster rate, and his stim makes him go the right amount of speed. As an aggressive character, Octane has shown everyone that any legend from D tier can move up higher ranks with the love and support from the Apex devs. Okay, never mind, that was cringe. Next legend. The next legend in A tier is Pathfinder, also known as the Forward Scout. Throughout those seasons, this smiling robot has gone through pretty tough times, but at the end, we can all agree that he stands in a pretty decent spot. His ability to reposition with his tactical and ultimate can give him and his squad mates some repositioning flexibility so that he can reach heights that no one can reach. I guess except for Octane and Horizon. Overall, his passive ability and his ultimate ability is the only reason why he's held back from S tier. I believe that his passive should be something more unique than being able to gain your ultimate ability when using your server beacon. To be honest, your ultimate ability isn't a great repositioning tool, as there are better ways to move around the map like Horizon's Tactical or Wraith's Portal, but in general, I strongly agree that he's in the best spot for now. Last but not least, the last one in the A tier is Gibraltar, also known as the Shielded Fortress. Unlike Octane, the notorious legend in this S tier has finally moved down a rank. In all honesty, Gibraltar is a great character when giving your teammates the cover they need to engage a fight and give them a great position to rush. He is an amazing team-based legend and is very resourceful for the legend meta. The only reason why he's been brought back to A tier is just because of one thing. After the Chaos Theory update, the smart-ass devs have decided to remove Gibraltar's fast heal ability completely from his dome. And to be honest, I believe that they shouldn't have removed that addition, as it benefited the legends that were safe in this bubble. Other than that, he is a high tier legend, and currently stands on top of A tier. The last tier is S tier, also known as the Holy Tier of Jeff. These legends include the following: Revenant, Wraith, Bloodhound, and Horizon. On the bottom of this list we have Revenant, also known as the Synthetic Nightmare. Revenant stands pretty solid in this tier because of his ultimate ability. In pubs or ranked, when you know where to place his totem, you'll be able to massively damage your opponents with ease and a guaranteed respawn back at the totem. Being able to take off the amount of damage from your enemies without dying is a very important key factor when winning a gunfight. And for me, when I see a whole squad of death protected legends coming straight at me, the first response I would be is total panic. His tactical is very useful now with 2 silences, as you are able to cancel out someone's abilities for a whole whopping 25 seconds. Plus, you can disorient your enemies with the chained imagery on the side of a silenced enemy. Revenant has become more of a useful character over the seasons and has earned his rightful spot in S tier. The next legend in this tier is Wraith, also known as the Interdimensional Skirmisher. Now, I'm not putting Wraith in this spot solely because I main her and that I completely simp for her, but I bet there are many other people, including Twitch streamers, who would probably agree with me. Although she was given a major hitbox nerf, she is pretty hard to hit because of how small she is. Her tactical is perfect when scouting for enemies and running from a fight on low HP. Her ultimate is a very useful tool when you want to safely teleport your teammates from choke points within the fight. She is a great legend to use when moving around fights and will probably be in this A tier for quite a long time. The second to top tier in this tier list is Bloodhound, also known as the Technological Tracker. The reason why he is in such a high tier right now is because he is one of the most simple and effective characters. Being able to track down and scan enemies is a great ability when making great plays and having a general mindset of where your enemies are at all times. Throughout the seasons, Bloodhound is still an absolute beast, quite literally actually, when getting the drop on enemies and helps farm those ranked points in competitive. Now, the last and best, in my opinion so far, is Horizon, also known as the Gravitational Manipulator. Introduced in Season 7, Horizon has become loved by so many players so quickly as her kit delivers great maneuvering abilities around the arena. Her gravitational lift is super useful for rotations and specific engagements that can help to overwhelm enemy team. Her jump pad jets are super satisfying and give her the movement she needs when jumping off of high areas. Although her ultimate can be somewhat underwhelming, with the help of other ultimates, nades, and firepower, it can really give you the opportunity to hold the enemy team's position and absolutely destroy them. Overall, I can't wait to see what waits for Horizon in the coming seasons, but now she stands on top of all of the top tier legends. So that includes my tier list for the Apex Legends Season 8 Chaos Theory update. I can't wait for you guys to see where these legends will be in the future and how much buffs/nerfs they will receive in the coming time. And again, thank you guys so much for the amount of views I've gotten through my past Apex Legends tier list videos and really appreciate the support. In the comment section below, where do you guys think all the legends should be in this tier list? Is there anything that I should do differently next time? Well, I hope you guys that are watching this will have a good day, and I will see you in the next upcoming video.